Hello everyone, Crystal in here. Welcome to my channel, Tuning into Love. Thank you all so much for joining me for another pick a card reading. Feels really good to be here with you guys. This pick a card reading is for the question, why do I find myself here? And what guidance or wisdom does my soul want to offer me for moving forward in alignment with my true authentic path? So we have 4 different piles to choose from: pile 1, pile 2, 3, and 4. So take a moment just to tune in and feel your intuitive feelings, your guidance. Whichever pile pulls at your heart the strongest is usually the message meant for you. And I just want to thank you all so much for subscribing to my channel, for liking and sharing the videos, and for just being the amazing souls that you are, for choosing to align with your authenticity and choosing to tune into love and just doing your part and being yourself the best you can every single day. I'm truly honored and grateful to be here with you guys, and I look forward to these messages. Every time I tune in, I can feel you all, and it affirms in my own heart that we're all in this together and brings me reassurance. And so it feels good to do that for each other. So with that, you guys, let's get started. There will be timestamps in the description or the comments, either one. So let's start with group number 1. These off to the side here. All right, so group number 1. Why do you find yourself here, and how can you move forward aligned authentically with yourself, feeling good? I know a lot of us have been through a lot in the last year, so let's actually start with this postcard from Spirit here. On the front it says, "You are pure joy." A little cherub and a bow and arrow. Dear you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance. Take a step back and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath. Slow down and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us. Trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now. You will be glad you did. Love you. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's see what your cards are here. Look at this one later. You have the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. We've got Heal Thyself, 24. Know You Belong, number 19. The Spider, number 15. Creative Projects. Peace Offering, White Buffalo Calf Woman. Phrenology, Certainty, and What is Already Within You, number 17. Let me just make sure we can see these on the camera. Perfect. Okay, so this little affirmation card says, I support myself in making the right choices for me. I am incredibly capable whenever I encounter a challenge in my life. I use the experience to learn and grow. So this is beautiful. You're being asked to really see this time in your life as an opportunity to heal yourself. It's like your soul, the universe is giving you some time to go within and heal before moving forward, which is really beautiful. It's a time of really connecting with who you really are, knowing that you belong here, knowing that you have a purpose, that you're valuable, that you're worthy, that you are this amazing, divine, intelligent being who came here not only to just live life and experience it, but to contribute to it in a really beautiful, co-creative way, however that comes through for you. with the Queen of Pentacles here and the Ten of Swords, it's like you've been going through a period of facing a lot of fear-based programs, thoughts, beliefs, and could even be relationships that you just got to a point where enough was enough and it's really worn you down. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful. She's very nurturing. She's very in tune with her intuition, with the earth, with nurturing the qualities of life, the elements, the life force energy, and how to align with that. You know, she's able to maintain balance in her life between work and career and family and creative projects and taking care of herself and, you know, her home life. She's very in touch with the earth. So she receives all her insight and energy from her connection to the earth, to the quality of life, to the resources that are around her. And when we go through a period of time where we've been in our head a lot, is with the certainty card here, it's, you know, there may have been a period of time where there just wasn't peace, you know, arguments, conflicts, feeling like, you know, what you're giving out isn't coming back to you. And so you're being asked to go within, to take some time to heal, to focus on peace and harmony and balance and resolution, and focus on your creative projects, your creative inspirations, your creative ideas. It's like truly aligning with the co-creator that you are. I want to look at this. I'm going to read this because I want to see what the stones are for you with healing thyself. You've been through a lot in your mind. It's time to release. You know, it's like releasing the thoughts and ideas that, you know, it feels like at times it's against us. You know, it feels like maybe we're doubting our choices, we're doubting what's right for us, we're doubting what's authentic for us. So it's a period of being able to go within yourself, analyze, look at yourself in a unconditionally loving way with logic and reason, but also like getting out of your head by focusing on your true gifts and talents, you know, what you have to contribute to your reality, to yourself, to your family, to your life, to this world, and removing yourself from any sort of conflict that causes disharmony or confusion. It's like reminding you that everything that you need to succeed moving forward is already within you. So I want to just read this really quick because it's just a short little message here, but the stones and the flowers is what I'm really interested here. So the flower in this card, which is really beautiful, she's down by the river, she's tapping into the elements, you know, she's got her hand in the water. So the water too is very healing, especially for our emotions, our emotional body. If we've been in our head a lot, nourishing your body with clean water, taking a bath, allowing yourself to cry and like replenish yourself, so that you don't get too caught up in the overwhelming feeling of emotions. Um, the plant here is aconite. Aconite provides protection as fears are faced and when working with the dark goddess. So whenever we're doing shadow work or healing our inner child or any wounds or, you know, any sort of disagreements in relationships, anything that's happened to us in the past that caused any sort of wounds or trauma, and we're just kind of stuck in that, it helps us focus on what's truly important. So I like this. I've never heard of this flower, but I'm assuming it's this purple flower here. So maybe purple flowers, if you have, you know, maybe that will catch your eye, or bringing some sort of purple floral type of energy into your reality. I'm seeing a lot of purples here. Purple feels very healing and calming. And the stone here is peridot. It's traditionally used by healers to maintain their own health. So that may just be a little, you know, some resources or tools. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, she's very resourceful. So she's very aware of, you know, the flowers and the trees and the stones and how they impact her energy, how they help her ground or stay focused. It may be something that may help you, if you're feeling, you know, just like there's not a lot to, you know, where you're just trying to kind of get yourself out of feeling stuck, or whatever this Ten of Swords energy is here. But this is, you know, this is the end of a cycle for you, and this is about learning how to trust the choices that you make, that you are making the right choices for you when you choose to align with your heart and your authenticity. Um, because what happens is that if we stay focused on the pain or the loss, it kind of keeps us down. So it's good to focus on healing, asking yourself what you have to learn from this situation, knowing that you are a queen, or a king, that the Queen of Pentacles is more about nurturing. So she knows how to nurture herself, when things have become overwhelming in her reality. She knows that she belongs, she knows what to do. It's like knowing what to do. Life changes and things happen. And I feel like there is some sort of relationship here where you came into disagreement, um, and it hurt the heart, but it has a lot to do with thoughts in the mind that are reoccurring, that are coming to an end. And it's good, but it's like we can feel really tired, really beat up. We can be really hard on ourselves. So you're really being guided to focus on peace and healing and harmony and balance. And this time in your life right now it's like all guided. It's supporting you and being able to take some downtime, being able to relax and nurture yourself, kind of like a sick day where you'd stay home and really take care of yourself and take a nap and eat some soup and go for a walk or whatever it is that you need to do. Because our bodies, it's really important that we're able to feel good in our bodies. And so this period will affirm, it's life affirming for you, knowing that you belong. um, you're being asked to focus on your creative ideas, your creative um, sparks, even if it's just for healing purposes. Like, I feel like this is not only going to bring healing into your life, but it's also about seeing how connected you are to life around you, a part of the world wide web, so to speak. It's like we can find ourselves caught up and tangled up in a web, or we can be the ones who are weaving the web, and we have these gifts within us already, and they're not just meant to make money or make everyone else's lives better. They're actually, within us, and they serve to heal us as well. They bring us life. They remind us how amazing and talented we are, right? So I want to take a look at this phrenology certainty card really quick here. This is from Divination of the Ancients. Okay, yeah, and it's asking you to take some time, again, downtime. So if we're in our heads too much, we can get lost, and feel kind of all over the place, scattered, not really clear on what's going on. And it's all about aligning the heart and the mind, with what's authentic for you. It's about using your logic in a beneficial way versus trying to figure out something that's, maybe impossible to figure out. Um, it's taking time to quiet the mind, and really going into a peaceful place within your body. It could be meditating, it could be just taking a nice, relaxing bath, um, calm music, not so much stimulus. It's like you're being asked to kind of pull back from very stimulating environments or people or anything like that, so you can allow yourself to rest and really focus on your own value, your own worth. And that's going to realign you with, your spirit, your heart, like knowing who you are and feeling that success within you already. There's, if you run a business, or if you're someone who works outside the home, or if you're a mother, um, it's really going to help you just realign with yourself and giving your, knowing that you're worthy of healing. You're worthy of taking time out for yourself. There's, that's important to do in maintaining our health. So I'm going to read the Sacred Rebels card to you. What is already within you? Isn't this card beautiful too? This is from the Messenger Oracle, Know You Belong. It's interesting because it's a kitty cat, like a dragon kitty cat in the forest, and it may seem like an animal or a creature that is out of place, but it's like everything that we are is an aspect of the divine intelligence, the consciousness, the life force, all of it. So we all belong, we're all worthy. You may be feeling like I feel like maybe your self-esteem or your worthiness something's taken a toll on you. And so this is just affirming to you that, you can trust yourself, um, that you do belong here, as we all do. You have purpose, you're special just like everyone else, right? And it's about not changing yourself just to satisfy someone else, not giving up on your own hopes and dreams, not downplaying yourself just because someone doesn't agree with you or someone doesn't see things your way or doesn't see your value and worth. And usually if somebody's in that position, it's because they don't see their own value and worth. They don't see how they belong. They feel like maybe they have to change in order to be accepted or be creative or whatever it is. So this is just affirming to you that, you have a connection with the earth, you have a connection to your heart and your soul, and to continue nurturing that and feeding that and not changing yourself, honoring yourself for who you are and aligning with, your authenticity no matter what. Okay. So I want to read this card to you. What is already with you? Number 17. This is from the Sacred Rebels. This is a beautiful deck, from Alana Fairchild. I love this deck, as you guys know. It's got the hands with the butterfly coming out and the sacred geometry here. You hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you've been rummaging around the house for are sitting on top of your head. And that, goes to say, when we're up in our head a little bit too much, we tend to just kind of be scattered. So it's beautiful to see that, you have this support of time around you to heal and nurture yourself. What you are seeking, perhaps, by exploring far and wide is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. It is so much more wonderful to imagine there is something yet to find. Of course, there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be. Yet in this instance, it is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. This particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to let loose. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that, all else will flow. And there is a sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified if you have also, we haven't done that. This oracle also comes with special guidance for you. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead, although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent. All that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. So the healing process for this card says, hug yourself by wrapping your arms around your body. Can you summon love for yourself? Feel what comes up for you with this. Do you think it is silly and resist it? Can you soften and melt into it? Feel love for yourself. You are as deserving of love as anyone. Can you accept this love from yourself now? Feel your heartbeat in your chest and the flow of your breath. You are alive. You are connected to life, and you can trust in yourself, your own mind, your own body, your own breath. Just be with yourself and know that all is going to be okay. Reassure yourself that letting go of the past is as natural as the passing of the seasons of life. When you are ready, stand up, open your arms wide, and hold them above your head for a moment. Imagine your heart and hands are open and shining out the beautiful light that is within you. Imagine the universe receiving it and saying yes to you. If you are feeling cheeky and ready, send a big yes back to the universe and laugh. That is all. That is enough. You are enough. So be it. So I'm feeling like maybe you might be feeling like your resources are not what you'd like them to be at this time, or maybe you feel like you need something else to get you started. But really, with the Queen of Pentacles here, it's knowing, she's very resourceful. She starts with what she has, she uses what she has. She's, not thinking about lack or limitation. She's really tuning into abundance. She's tuning into prosperity. She knows that everything she needs will come to her at the perfect time. Um, so it's an opportunity to really tune into how resourceful you are, which serves you very greatly in the future. I know for me, that is something I've had to learn over the years, to be really resourceful and just, start with what you have. And as you do that, you receive more. It's like you're really tuned into that energy. And because you're not thinking about lack or limitation, the things that you need begin to flow. So, it's like once you start, you'll notice things will happen. Like somebody will be like, I noticed you're doing that and I had this and I'm going to give it to you because I don't need it anymore. It's like we begin to connect in with that energy, and it connects us to the resources that allow us to continue growing on, whatever it is that we're doing that is aligned with us, that feels good. And right now, just really tuning into your creative energy. Um, and it's creating more out of your authentic love for yourself and for life, not just creating to create something, but really creating because it brings you into a place of alignment within your heart, your soul, and nourishes you, and it brings you great joy and pleasure for yourself and for others around you. It's something you really enjoy doing, which when you're doing that, it's just that natural connection to your authenticity, to your contentment, to your fulfillment. And from there, then, the aligned energy, the natural energies of the elements, the earth, the consciousness, the divine intelligence that's within us, it knows what to now send your way. It's like opening up to the natural reception of the energy, the life force energy, and allowing it to flow. So don't ever see, you know, self healing as a time to. It's like it's a blessing. We're human and we go through so much, and it's important to honor self care. To honor our challenges and our obstacles by taking time to be nurturing to ourselves. And so I think this is a really beautiful message, and just know that this is going to ultimately stabilize your foundation, stabilize your internal energy, stabilize your reality, stabilize your mind, body, spirit, your thoughts, your emotions, your well-being, okay? So you'll be really glad you did, okay? Step back from anything that's causing disharmony in your life, and surround yourself with energies that feel really good to you. Know that you have everything within you to move forward, and the clarity will come. It's like I feel like you've been trying to figure something out for a long time, and whether it's with someone else or just within um, your own path forward, it's whatever it is, it's really beautiful, and we're all going through this. This is really important for all of us to take a step back and be observers of our own life, and it gives us the opportunity, to really see things for what they are, and to choose consciously what we want to align to and what we want to engage with and participate in. So this is really beautiful, group number one. I truly hope that this message resonated and this brought you the clarity and affirmation to what you're feeling. And I know you'll move forward as you always do, the best that you can, and it will just continue becoming more and more than you could ever dream. I feel that for a lot of us, the internal work this last year has been very intense. And so thank you for being you and for having the courage and the bravery to choose, to continue to choose staying aligned with your authentic self, with love and feeling inspired and all of those things. And, don't dwell on anything that's got you down. It all served a purpose, really choosing to gain the wisdom from the experiences of the past and applying them moving forward in a way that serves you and benefits you and everyone else in your reality and the whole collective consciousness. So thank you so much for being you, and it's an honor and pleasure to deliver these messages to you guys. Thank you also for subscribing and for just being here with me, and I look forward to the next message with you guys. Thank you. Sending all my infinite love as always. Love you guys. Okay, group number 2. Hi, group number 2. How are you guys? So we're going to start this reading with a postcard from Spirit. So this again is, why am I finding myself here, and what is any guidance or affirmation from my soul moving forward, aligned with my authenticity and the collective and all of that. So let's start. This says with love on the front, and there's a hummingbird, which represents, happiness and joy. So that's beautiful. It says, dearest you, we bet you must be so exhausted some days, giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good, can leave you feeling depleted, like an empty well. If it feels as if there's no more water for you, the good news is we have a plan. Today, go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers, or plant some in your garden. Make time for self-care, not more work on yourself. By tending to yourself now, you are reminded to do so more often. And be sure to use a word that might have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being now. No. Say it with us. No, thank you. No, I can't. You do not have to explain. Just say no gently but firmly, then go for a soak. Life will wait for you to bring yourself back to center, replenished, and ready for more adventure. We love you so much. This is interesting because the last message was all about that too. It's time for some self-care. We've been healing a lot, and it's not just about doing work on ourselves, right? We've got to take some time to relax and pamper ourselves and nurture our well-being. So let's see what you guys got here. The affirmation here is, I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world. I express gratitude to the universe often, knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. We have the Lovers and the King of Cups. Here are the Ancient Ones, number 15. Practical Intuition, number 30. Perception, number 42. Fertility, Pan. Listening for Truth, number 36. And Runes, Perception. 2 perception cards. So this is spiritual growth, emotional maturity, really nurturing your emotions right now. You're a very sensitive being. You're very in tune with your emotions. You may have gone through something recently that really tapped into your emotional world. And so this is a time of shifting your perception. Okay, this is about truly being aligned. It could have been a relationship with a partner, a lover, a spouse. There's a lot of ancient energy in here, expanded consciousness coming in for you to, it's like really gain a deeper understanding and clarity of your own emotional guidance system and what true love is for you. You know, it's about overcoming obstacles and challenges together. It's about redefining maybe what true love is and how you love yourself. It could be, it's with fertility here, it's like a very fertile time of growth with the ancient wisdom coming in, the practical intuition, really staying in tune with the earth, the elements, the natural energies. You're being asked to see things from new angles, perceiving things from different angles, maybe through others' points of view, maybe through different ideas and concepts. You know, spiritual growth has occurred for you. And it's like it may have been something that you felt like, especially with the lovers here, like I feel like you're somebody who's very attuned to their authenticity and really staying aligned with who you are. And it could be a period of growth where you're both going through, it's, I feel like there is a relationship involved here, even if it's just with yourself, but there's a period of growth, of spiritual growth, of inner growth that is really requiring you to stay in tune with your connection to the earth, with your intuition, because it may have been more than you could have ever imagined going through. You know, and true love will do that. Like a truly loving relationship, we're meant to go through experiences with certain people that we truly love, and they can be very difficult and very challenging. And it's sort of a paradox because we imagine these beautiful relationships where like nothing ever happens and you know it's just bliss all the time. However, in order to grow, you know, especially when new energies come in or energies from our ancestors or healing things from the past, it's not just about healing our own stuff. It's also, as we become healed in our own way and we start growing, we never stop growing. As we start growing, you know, within the relationships that we have, new energies will come in, and it's all about how we choose to respond to the new energies. If we see them as something negative or positive, or, you know, good or bad, which really we should be choosing to kind of rise above that perception of good or bad, right or wrong. It's more about, you know, why is this showing up? You know, why is this situation? Why is this energy? Why is this whatever? Listening for the truth deep within yourself. Um, Being able to see the forest through the trees, being able to put yourself in someone else's situation or through their eyes, in a sense that it's giving you, it's helping you gain clarity and insight and growth into, you know, your own spiritual gifts, your own connection to the earth, and how you can better serve and benefit not only yourself and your family but also the collective at this time. A lot of us are being called to truly align with our soul purpose and what we came here to do, and that includes tapping into the, you know, the energetic imprints of our ancestors, of the earth, and not being afraid of what comes up. Some of it can be very dark, some of it can be very scary because it's, you know, energies that are shifting or transmuting. Some of them may be wounded, some of them may be hurt. And so by maintaining your connection, by really just honing into your practical intuition, especially if you're really in tune with your emotions, you know, it's like a whole new level of growth for yourself. So, you know, these relationships are beautiful because you're able to come together and not give up on each other, right? You keep growing together, you keep communicating, you keep choosing to look at things from different angles. You know that it's, you know, it's all about how you choose to respond to something and not give up on it, which leads to the growth of it. You know, if we don't see it through, if we don't overcome the challenge and obstacle together, then it's like we don't grow from it. And not only that, once we do, the bond becomes even closer. You know, we learn new things about each other. We learn how, you know, that wisdom, that amazing wisdom within begins to grow, and we become stronger as individuals and as couples in our relationships or whatever it is. So let me read the Sacred Rebels card to you, listening for truth. And you know, it's interesting because she's in the dark here and she's got a shell, so I just feel a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion going on here, and you know, it's learning how to, you know, tap into our emotions, allowing them to ebb and flow, knowing that even if we've reached a certain level of mastery within our own emotional awareness, that it doesn't mean we'll never be emotional again. You know, we're very sensitive, and so every time we grow, it's like we're strengthening our own sensitivities so that, the little things don't get at us anymore. And, every time we face that, we get a little bit tougher in our ability to um, handle things, I guess you would say. So let me just tune into this card here. I'm going to read it to you. It's the number 36. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it is all going to happen. You're being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is really ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you have been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is consistently denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, is a deep sense of unhealed, toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self-love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds, done with integrity, you will be set free no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet down this to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you've been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out into nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now. No matter how many times and how many ways or by how many tongues untruth is spoken, you know what you know in your sacred rebellious heart. That truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up, just open up to healing and know that the truth always, eventually, prevails. So the healing process for this card is place your hand very lightly at the front and back of your throat and say, I now release all vows of silence I have ever made, consciously or not. I now release all lies, deceptions, and painful words, spoken or unspoken, that are affecting my ability to clearly know and speak my truth. I am held in unconditional love with protection and grace. So be it. Within me, beyond all that rises and falls, only truth remains. Okay, so with the two perception cards here, you're really being asked right now to give yourself an opportunity to perceive the situation that you're in from all different angles, from different angles. There's a sense of like fear-based energy going here. Maybe someone's afraid to move forward or embrace a new spiritual idea or concept. The time is really fertile for growth. You're really being supported to grow, to embrace whatever uncomfortable feelings are coming up. Not to shy away from something just because your emotions are triggered, but instead to ask yourself, why am I feeling these emotions? Um, you're someone who gives a lot of your time and energy to others. You love deeply. You're a lover. You know, you tune into the truth, you tune into authenticity, you stand behind being able to make your own choices in life and take responsibility for those choices. And with the ancient ones coming in, you know, there's this energy of connecting with the earth, with your intuition, you know, with your sensitivity in a powerful way. Very empathic. Um, you're able to hear the unspoken words. You know, it's like if someone, it's like, do the actions match the words? Do, you know, it's like you can, if you feel like you're being deceived or something isn't right, it's like instead of questioning yourself and depleting and getting emotional, it's like you know that there's something deeper going on, and not being afraid to talk about fears with other people, maybe being able to even bring a sense of, all right, peace. Sorry about that, my camera shut off for a second. So I want to read this ancient, here are the ancient ones. The indigenous peoples of the world are those who have lived in harmony with the land for countless generations. Among them are the elders whose knowledge and wisdom can teach us of our relationship with nature, of living a life of empathic awareness, and to better understand our role as caretakers of the earth. They can teach us the wisdom of taking only what we need, of wasting little, and of honoring all sacrifices made so that you may live and grow. Hear the wisdom of the ancient ones, learn from their knowledge, lore, and traditions. Okay, so I feel like you're somebody who is already innately very connected to the earth, to being a steward and a co-creator, especially with Pan showing up here. There's something about your purpose and being really connected, and you know, understanding that you're sensitive and empathic and your emotional guidance system is very mature, and you know, practical intuition, like really trusting your intuition, really trusting your innate guidance. And sometimes it means, you know, really perception can be just listening, you know, and as you listen and observe, you're able to see and hear things that you wouldn't normally see or hear, you know. So it's like being able to calm the emotions, not letting your emotions get too ramped up or involved in, you know, necessarily the situation, but being able to tune in and use them to your advantage to help bring peace to a situation and help bring growth. You know, there's this is a situation that's going to grow, and it's going to serve not just you and the relationship or whatever it is, but it's also serving the growth of humanity, of the earth, of our consciousness, you know, the animals, the trees, all of it. So um, how we move forward depends on how we choose to perceive the situation, you know, and seeing it as an opportunity to grow. I'm grateful for the wonderful things in my world. It's like you're very grateful for, you know, the life and the quality and, you know, the little things, like all of it. And there's something that's being birthed here. There's something really beautiful that's going to come through with the ancient energies, possibly with this, you know, if you are in a relationship, or if you are, you know, it could be that you're aligning too with a relationship that's very meaningful, that is something very mutually harmonious and loving, and together, you know, you're anchoring that unconditional love here on earth, and it requires us to face challenges together, you know, and we grow as people. So group number 2, that is your message. I truly hope that it resonated and just brought you some affirmation and clarity and guidance moving forward. Thank you so much for being you, for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing the videos, for being here with me. I truly appreciate you guys, and I'm always sending you so much infinite love and just so grateful to be here with you guys. So I'll see you again very soon for the next pick a card reading. Peace. Okay, so group number 3, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys are all doing well. Again, this is why do I find myself here, and what kind of soul guidance does my soul have to offer me moving forward in terms of just remaining aligned with my authentic self, wisdom, guidance. So we're going to start with this postcard from Spirit. There is a little, it says with love. It's like a Pegasus horse here. You've got wings here. It's like Spirit's horse carrying you forward. Dearest you, we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you are willing to keep an open mind, you will avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. Curiosity allows you to discover new things, see the world from a different perspective, and find answers to questions you might not even know you have. Right now, whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects of it you need to see to make an informed choice. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true, so moving forward, your mantra could be, I don't know, or that's interesting, as you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences and a richer existence overall. All of us over here want you all to be all you can be. We are cheering for you. Can you hear us? So this is a very common energy that's surrounding us right now. It's like really asking us to be the observer, to understand that our soul knows the way forward and we don't have all the answers. And the beauty in that is that we don't need to. It's nice to be able to feel centered in yourself and not know the answers, knowing that your soul is always revealing the next step, the next answer, the next insight, inspiration, moment by moment. So you don't, it's like that weight can be lifted off your shoulders. You don't need to know the entire plan before it plays out. You can relax and tune in and observe and be okay with not knowing how everything's going to unfold, knowing that your soul's got this, okay? So, our little affirmation here is I have the power to make change. Every habit and pattern I create serves me in some way. When I am ready to let it go, the universe helps me release it. Okay? You've got the Six of Swords and the Star. So you're definitely releasing some old thoughts and programs, anything that may be fear based or perceived as negative or heavy. You're really shifting out of an energy of maybe you were feeling stressed or held back in some way, but there with the star here, it's like there's rejuvenation, there's healing. And again, it's like not knowing, however, it's all guided. Like you feel peace in alignment. You know that you're moving forward out of a situation or relationship or whatever's occurred that was maybe taking a toll on your mental health. And you're focusing more on aligning with what is right for you. You know, that you're changing, that it's the power of our thoughts align with our heart. And giving yourself time to release. You know, it's a process as you're moving forward. We don't just, you know, all of a sudden decide to change and everything is better. It is a process of releasing the old programs, the old thoughts, the things that weren't authentically aligned with us, um, being a bit too hard on ourselves at times, and really focusing on healing and well being and knowing that you're moving forward. And every time that you refocus or realign with the truth, the authentic truth of the path that you're on, you'll feel that inspiration come in. You'll feel your faith renewed, your hope renewed. You'll feel, you know, you'll take more time to take care of yourself, to nurture your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your heart, your soul, your body, everything. Okay? Honor Gaia, number 18. This is a beautiful imagery here. Honoring Gaia. So again, you guys are so connected to the earth, and it's really beautiful because you know we are stewards of the earth. We are a part of the earth in such a profound way, and the earth is, you know, it is our foundation, it is our environment, it is a gift to all of us. It's where we play, it's where we create, it's how we live, right? So I can feel the earth in this entire reading, rejoicing almost. It's like we're connecting again with our natural environment, with the elements, with the energy, receiving that natural energy from the earth. So it's a period of time where it really gives you the opportunity to tune into the earth energies and to receive the healing and also to give it back in return. It's like this connection that's really deepening, and it's bringing a lot of healing. It's honoring your soul purpose. It's honoring the purpose of, you know, this beautiful change and growth of the collective. Grace, number 14, okay? I know I can feel, excuse me, hold on. You know, when we're coming out of a situation where things have been difficult and we've been maybe struggling a bit with our thoughts and feeling negative when we're usually very positive, or feeling disconnected when we feel usually connected, you know, maybe doubting our choices, you know, the power of grace, you know, being able to remind yourself, you know, of your grace, your style, your charisma, your humor, all of those things, okay? Clear and shield your energy, Almora. The Queen, number 4. women, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, friendship, come to life, sacred rebels, and psychometry, sensitivity. Okay, so you're a very sensitive, empathic person. You're very attuned to the energies around you. And with this coming to life card, I'm going to read it to you in a moment. What you're really being asked right now to do is to let go and surrender to needing to know or needing to feel like there's something outside of you to move forward. It's like, I can feel you've gone through something. It's like your soul's telling you to, it's okay. You know, what you're feeling, honor your feelings. There's a reason that you're feeling that. And it's to align you with your own power, you know, to align you with your own trust and within yourself, your own trust to the connection that you have with your soul, with the earth, with the collective, whatever your soul purpose is, your energy, your personality. You're being asked to honor your well-being, you know, to evoke that inner nurturing quality of the queen, friendships, pampering yourself, taking time to enjoy music and food, and um, coming out of a period where maybe you felt really depleted. You're very sensitive to the energies, so they, you know, if we're overstimulated, if there's a lot going on, it just can make us feel really run down and disconnected. So I want to look at this grace card here really quick. Let me read the flower and the stone to you as well. The flower is the rue. So it's this beautiful yellow flower. So yellow flowers may be uplifting for you right now. Maybe just, you know, the color yellow is like the sun, the star. I see the yellow here in this honoring Gaia. It's like light energy, you know, it's healing energy, it's life force. It's coming out of the mouth of the goddess here on this tree trunk and the tail of this beautiful bird. And there's even like a yellow dragon here. So a lot of sunny, warm, inspired life force energy helping you come out of maybe a period where you felt run down and dark and doing some shadow work or whatever it is. Like the queen is encouraging us to pamper ourselves, you know, to connect with like-minded people who remind us of who we are, who nurture us. And even if it's just for ourselves, honoring the earth, honoring Gaia, honoring the energies of rejuvenation and revitalization and rebirth and all of these things. So Rue encourages self-acceptance, receptivity to grace, and bring the physical and spiritual into harmony. Okay, so bringing your physical reality and your inner reality, the invisible reality, into a place of balance and harmony by utilizing your gifts of sensitivity, you know, to serve your growth, your benefit, to serve the collective, the earth, the animals, to help you heal your mind, you know. And this is about not just healing, it's growing, it's expansion, you know, it's being able to move forward and give yourself time to heal and also recognize it as, you know, growth, you know, that your mind is expanding, your consciousness, the ideas coming in, all of that, your intelligence, clearing and shield your energy. Instead of focusing on, you know, needing to know it all right now, instead it's focusing on healing so that you can gain that clarity, take care of your body, take care of your environment, so that when the time is right, you know, all in that beautiful, authentic, divine timing, you're going to receive the next steps forward, okay? It says, oh, and the stone is kunzite, which encourages miracles and love. Kunzite, that must be this purple stone up here. That's really beautiful. So maybe, you know, some purple stones, I don't know, purple stones and yellow flowers. It says that we can be our own worst critics. Berating ourselves separates us from divine grace, which is a gift freely given to all. So to receive grace and divine love, we must accept ourselves and realize that we are worthy. See ourselves through the eyes of grace. You, after all, carry a spark of the divine in your heart. So it's honoring and valuing yourself, you know, above all else, knowing that you are valuable, that you are beautiful, that you are a gift to this world, you know, that you have the power to make changes in your life. And ultimately, that's what you're doing. And until you're in a place of feeling stable within your own energy and in a place of well-being, the choices that we make are, you know, they're always better when we're in that place of centered well-being and groundedness. Okay, so I do want to look at this sensitivity card here too, and I'm going to read this to you because the messages are always so beautiful. If you're feeling a bit sensitive right now, which, makes sense, so honor that. Honor your sensitivity. It's through honoring our sensitivity, our feelings, our emotions, that we're able to come to a place of learning what we need to and strengthen on, being sensitive is a gift. It allows you to be really attuned to your environment, to yourself, to your emotions, and knowing how to work with those energies in a very subtle way. Your sensitivity is increasing at this time. So you might feel that things that, like once stimulated you, things that once felt good to you aren't feeling so good anymore. And this is about becoming aware of the different energies in your environment, in your reality, and what's causing the disbalance or the disharmony and the imbalance, even when it comes to like foods or music or people, environments, like things that may have once felt really good to you, maybe may feel overwhelming right now, or they may feel like totally boring. So it's being able to relate with that, what those energies are, and accepting that, you're going through change and growth, and it's exciting. Even if it doesn't feel good at first, in the long run, it's going to feel so good, to keep moving towards what supports your authenticity and supports your spiritual purpose and your soul purpose, and just experiencing life in general in a way that is harmonious for you, where you fit in, where you feel, everything is being reciprocated and is mutual. Okay, so I want to read this coming to life card. It's like you're bringing yourself back to life through your choice, your authentic power to choose what feels good to you, what's right for you, and being in a place of not knowing exactly all the answers, but you're on the path. And you know taking time to honor Gaia and her creatures and her beauty, seeking the beauty, being aware of the beauty that's already around you, that's within you. um, the Queen really encourages us to focus on beauty and fertility and the the simple pleasures that are so luxurious, like taking a bath or cooking yourself a beautiful meal with your, energy involved in the process. Um, Even, being grateful for the abundant gifts of the earth, the natural fruits and leaves, creating art with nature. It's like, I don't know, there's this, being sensitive is a gift to that, because you can feel that subtle energy, you can feel the quality of energy. And so let's read this card here really quick. Sacred Rebels, of course. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more than a swirling cacophony of habitual reactions. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. You might need to paint, write, enact ritual, sing, or dance your feelings to help your energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. You are honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint, and that includes the flow of your feelings. You don't have to do anything with them other than express. You may want to analyze or you may not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are getting in touch with feeling. Learning how to access your feelings allows you to learn how to access your intuition, creative inspiration, and genuine internal guidance. These aspects flow from the same place and are often couched within your feelings in the form of emotions as well as physical sensations. The journey underneath the mind and into a sensual emotional connection with your feelings, emotions, and body is for a sacred purpose. It is a part of your path. You are one of the sacred but powerful minority that have chosen to come into a body and live consciously within it. That may seem like it applies to everybody, but when you experience it for yourself, you will realize that this is actually rather rare. There are plenty of bodies without a spirit really residing within to care for, love, and honor them as a sacred animal. Fortunately, this minority is powerful enough that it can keep human culture in balance, but only just. We need every single one of us that is capable to be aware of the task and move beyond the mind and into the body. This is especially so, okay. To come into your sensuality, you will need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough to be interested in your journey in a constructive rather than controlling or undermining way. If so, talk, converse, share. If not, then you will need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. It is likely that these connections are already on their way just because you are working with the energy of this oracle. This is especially so if you have also drawn, which we haven't. You can support your own process by scheduling time for yourself and keeping to it like you would the most important date with destiny. So get to writing in your journal, do your dances, paint your pictures, create your creations. Be kind to your body, listen to it, and let it be alive. Even in times of pain, know that there will also be ecstasy and bliss as the process of healing and awakening continues. The message of this oracle is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. You are too awake for that now. There is no falling back into old ways. If you do so, it will be short-lived and won't feel the same as it used to. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being into an old way of being in an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It is better to let go. Grieve if needs be, celebrate if needs be, or do both and move on in this moment. There is another adventure awaiting you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuitions so that you can receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it, and it will embrace you. So I'm going to read the healing process to you. Lie quietly and play some beautiful music that you love. Allow it to move through your body as though the sound is pure energy and you are as light as air. Let the sound feel good. Let your cells receive the sound energy. Feel the music rattle about it in your body as if the sound waves are making your cells vibrate. Let there be life. Get up and move if you wish. If you have an emotion arising, be with it, but don't hold on to it. Let it rise and fall as it will. Be in this process as long as feels right for you. Feelings you have had enough indicate feeling you have had enough indicates that you have completed the healing process for this oracle. So right now it's like we're really coming in tune with our feelings, our emotions, and it's so true. Once you reach a certain point, once you cross that threshold, there's no going back. This is really about refining yourself, about embracing your feelings, your emotions. You will feel bliss and happiness in one moment, and then you'll feel like totally disturbed and devastated in another moment, and that just comes with the healing process. It's like it's actually beautiful because our soul will never give it to us all at once, which would be really, really difficult. So it's like it comes, it comes and it goes a little bit here. It's revealed one step at a time, and that's it. That's the power of not knowing. It's like we can trust ourselves and we can feel gratitude that it comes in little pieces, bit by bit, as we're ready to receive it, because you are healing, you are moving forward, there is no going back. And so it's really about embracing the expansion, and it will get easier. It will get so much easier. She's moving from, you know, wavy, rocky waters, choppy waters to this clear, calm, serene water where it's just, peaceful. Somebody's doing the boat for her, so she doesn't have to. She has a child here, and these swords represent like the painful thoughts and past ideas or programs or whatever it is as we're moving forward. They don't just happen overnight. We release them slowly. We heal. As we release, we heal. And until we've really come out of this period of, healing, then we can really make the choices that are aligned with us. So it's beautiful to have an opportunity where you're just supported by the universe, that your physical environment will affirm, when you're aligned and you're on the right path, and not to shy away from feelings or deny your feelings or emotions that come up, to allow yourself to acknowledge them, whatever they are, and know that it's like a temporary thing, and it will pass as you acknowledge them, as you allow them to be expressed in whatever, private ways that you do. They can dissipate, they released from your body. So when you feel a little bit depleted, when you feel a little bit like, you don't know what to do, see that as an opportunity to kind of nurture yourself, to pamper yourself, take a bath, read a book, um, do an activity that you enjoy, go outside in your garden, watch a movie, something that uplifts your heart and spirit, where whatever it is, because it's always changing. It's never the same. It's about learning how to honor how we feel, our intuition, and knowing that this energy of grace is around you. Being human is not always pretty. We don't, we're not always feeling graceful and elegant in our healing process, in our growth. So be mindful of your own energy, clearing your energy, not allowing any sort of negative thoughts and things that diminish your self-esteem and your confidence to come in. When they do, just acknowledge them for what they are and redirect your focus. And whatever you need to do, it's like the power to make change. It's all about the choices we make, what we're choosing to align to, and honoring your sensitivity, honoring your feelings, because as you do that, it's like you'll strengthen your sensitive gifts. You'll see how they serve you and benefit you moving forward. And so it's really beautiful. We're all receiving this message right now. It's like, take your time, take it one day at a time. It's okay to go slow and steady. It's better to go slow and steady, because then you're actually, every step is solid. Every move forward is building the foundation for your future, and the challenges that you went through won't be reoccurring. Taking your time and doing it right, as opposed to just trying to figure it all out. It's like that monkey mind that has us going around in circles and making us feel like we got to do something when we don't. What we need to be doing is exactly what we're doing, and being okay with not knowing. So you're not alone. We're all experiencing this right now. And so I thank you for taking the time to acknowledge your feelings and go within and heal and give yourself time, to move forward. It's a process. I've been going through this energy for the last year and a half, very intensely. And it seems like it should be, but it is what it is. And it's all different for each of our journeys. So it does get better every day the more we stay focused on our authentic path, our love, our connection to what truly brings us to life, connecting to the earth, connecting to creativity and love, and, taking care of ourselves. And when we know how to take care of ourselves, then we can truly be a benefit in the world for others. It's like we're all sensitive beings. The truth is, we're all sensitive, and getting in touch with our feelings is very important. A lot of us don't do that in the mainstream collective. It's like people take pills or drink or do something so they don't have to feel their emotions or feel the pain or feel whatever, and that really just gets us off track even worse. So thank you for being you, and for being brave and courageous and taking the time to heal yourself, and know that what you're doing is a service to you and the world, everyone around you, and you're an inspiration. Okay. You are a star and an inspiration. So allow the earth to rejuvenate you, and you can just in this process too, you're rejuvenating the earth. It's all very mutual and loving and beautiful. So thank you, group number 3. I truly hope that this reading affirmed what you're feeling and just shed some light and gave you some guidance and insight moving forward. Keep trusting yourself, and I thank you for being you and for being here with me, and thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing the videos. I'm so grateful to tune in every time and deliver these messages for you guys and to be here with you. So thank you, I love you, and I'll see you next time, you guys. Peace. All right, group number 4, how are you guys doing? So group number 4, thank you for tuning in. The message again is for why do I find myself here, and what guidance or affirmation does my soul have for me moving forward? So we're going to start with this postcard from Spirit. It says, live your dreams. And it looks like there's a little angel on here. Can't quite tell, but it's an angel holding something. Let's see, I don't know. Let's read the card. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through the soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in Spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. We've all been going through that, haven't we? Spiritual amnesia. Oh my goodness. So it's a very, very profound period of growth, not just individually, but in the collective. So I think we've all had to go through a period of forgetting in order to truly remember our power. And it's about really reconnecting into our feelings, our sensitivities, our soul, and taking some time to step back and reassess. So I say yes to opportunity and abundance. I attract prosperity with ease. I constantly receive incredible gifts from life. So we've got the 5 of Cups and the High Priestess. Okay. See the Truth, number 39. Spiritual Law of Attraction, Melchizedek. Prosperity, number 32. The Grail Knight, number 6. Ouija Board, Caution. And 14, Going Beyond Normal. So what I feel from this is that you're going through a change, obviously, experience of grief and loss, sadness, really learning how to tune into your inner guidance, your intuition, receive that wisdom from within yourself. This has to do with truly aligning with sacred love, with true unconditional love, the true sacredness of love and life and your purpose, true prosperity, true abundance, spiritual law of attraction, knowing that everything that we're focused on, that we attract through our own energy, it's like recognizing that it's like you're coming out of an energy of what you thought was normal and going beyond it. There's an energy here of coming to acceptance with who you really are, with your alignment to life and love and prosperity and abundance, and really seeing the truth of whatever situation that you're in, the truth of yourself, and what a powerful manifester you are. We've all been going through this period of grief in a sense of just our emotions, our hearts. It's like there's a sadness, a sense of loss. And it's good to honor your feelings right now. It's really good to honor your feelings and your emotions. The Grail Knight is all about romance, illusion, and seeking the sacred. So it's knowing that light and shadow exist. One cannot exist without the other. So when we're focused on true love, with true love also comes true shadows, okay? It's like this energy of, you know, again, this has been coming up quite a bit, but it's not everything is always perfect. Love doesn't mean it's always blissful and comfortable and perfect. Love is also includes the shadows, includes the wounds and the pains and the hurts of the past, and it's about healing them. It's about aligning with authentic energies that are truly in alignment with you, with your relationships, whatever it is that you're choosing to engage in. You may have spent some time for a while in the past aligned with something that you thought was really wonderful, and it was. And I don't want to say thought, but it's like it was not quite right for you, or it has changed, and it's not growing with you where you're going. It's like this energy of tuning into true prosperity, true abundance. With the Ouija board here, it's like step back. This is a situation where there's something here about love and really being able to see the truth. I want to see what this owl has to say here, this beautiful owl. Don't be deceived. Do not be deceived. Be watchful and mindful of the illusions others weave around themselves, and that you may weave around yourself. Know the night, understand the shadows, see through the darkness to the light of the truth. Pay attention to contradictions. Notice when actions and words are not in harmony. Hone your intuition and insight so that you may know the minds and hearts of those around you and yourself, and trust in the wisdom born of that awareness. So this is really a beautiful opportunity for you to take like complete responsibility for who you are and the choices that you're making. Not everything that glitters is gold. It's like the more you tune into the truth of who you are and what's authentic for you, the less grief and heartbreak you experience. It's not being naive. It's understanding that we may have started something because we were naive. We didn't, if we had known now what we knew then, we may not have entered into that. However, what are we learning from this experience? What has this experience taught you, or this relationship, or whatever it is? When it has to do with prosperity, it could be a work situation, it could be a partnership. The Grail Knight always seeks the sacred. It's about true love. It's about seeing beyond illusions. It's about accepting the good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. True love is all inclusive. We're not always perfect, and we all have shadows, right? So it's like when we choose to align to something, we're accepting all of it. We're choosing to grow through the process. We're all choosing to acknowledge the shadows within us and take responsibility for them. The situations come to you through the spiritual law of attraction. So it's understanding how you attracted this particular situation into your life and why. What is it that you have to learn from this? And it's with the Ouija board card here, it's telling you to step away, not to go further down the path that feels like more grief or sadness, but to really hone in on your intuition and to step back, to reassess. With going beyond normal here, you may have some really beautiful ideas or inspirations or inventive, I want to say like inventive, expanded awareness that others may not recognize or understand. However, whatever your soul purpose is, your spiritual gifts, they are a gift to this world. This is about growth and truly seeking the sacred in all things, in prosperity, in abundance, aligning with source to receive that abundance versus something that's not necessarily aligned. Like if we're doing something just for money, or we're doing something just for convenience, it's not aligned with our soul growth, our authentic self, our authentic energy, it's not actually serving us or anyone. It depletes us. And so it's being really honest with yourself and not being too hard on yourself about anything, but this is a beautiful opportunity to grow and come into true alignment with abundance and prosperity. I want to read the Going Beyond Normal card and see what it has to say, because I feel like you're meant to bring something into this world that may have never been has never been known before, and it's going to require courage and acceptance of what has happened. It's like it's serving you moving forward. Whatever lessons that you're meant to receive at this time are serving as a foundation for your true abundance and prosperity. They're really going to allow you to anchor in prosperity for, for the life, and not just a little bit here, a little bit there. So it says, on the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always choose a juicier approach to life. You are currently approaching such a choice point. You could say that the choice is about balance. It is less about choosing to honor either art or science, gardening or architecture, and more about integrating all approaches so that you enhance rather than hinder your life's journey. Placing science or architecture above all else kills off the rebellious heart. Steadfastly relying on logic, proof, and a complete set of plans to measure and dictate outcomes will suffocate the soul. Basing decisions on limiting factors with an imbalanced measure of success is unnecessarily limiting. This approach prevents us from living freely, spontaneously, and with trust so that we can rebel against the need for things to go strictly according to plan. Choosing to value decisions based on passion and instinct and trust in life enough to embrace it as an adventure and let it unfold as it will. There is a time and a place for logic, strategy, planning, and measurable outcomes. These are not bad tools, to have, but we must be vigilant not to worship them or allow them to quash our less rational but equally valuable decision-making tools, intuition, feelings, and those things you know without knowing how you know them. The flowing inspirational energy of the heart may have no conceivable basis in logic or reason and still be uncannily accurate. To remain rebellious, we must not sacrifice the art of emotion, instinct, passion, and intuition for the science of logic and strict planning. On the other hand, gardening and art do provide us with a plan, albeit more loosely held. This plan still requires us to set aside time, to draw upon reliable methods, and to prepare with certain tools. However, there is also a healthy dose of organic flow, responsiveness, and trust in the creative process of bringing something to life. This leads to the cultivation of the most beautiful, abundant, and successful garden and the most vivid healing art. You're being asked to stay open to the intuitive approach in your life, your work, your creativity, as well as in your spiritual journey. The intuitive approach can be likened to the method of a gardener or an artist. There is a sense of what might work and a loose or even a detailed plan, but how the plan is carried out will depend on and respond to the flow of its surroundings. There is no need to control the situation, but rather a desire to nurture an idea to fruition. You may have pressures around you, from the world or from your own conditioned nature, to do things according to the rules, to a deadline, or to the accepted mainstream view that you need a well thought out plan for success in a commercial venture. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what feels intuitively truthful in the moment and to trust that you are being led towards your own growth. Adopting this approach means you have to do far less planning and far more living. It is a pure and heart-centered way to manifest your art, your life path, and your essence into practical expression in the world. It involves a willingness to be led by nature instead of trying to control the powerful force of life, which is a bit like trying to fit a proverbial ocean in a teacup. It is far more intelligent to allow the ocean to be the ocean and to learn to swim in it rather than trying to cram it into a vessel that is much too small. This oracle brings you a special piece of guidance. You are moving outside of the plan. You are living on the border of what is socially accepted. This is good. This is a fringe-dwelling freedom. Others might not see this about you straight away, as you seem pretty normal, but that secret eccentric streak is just waiting to show itself. And maybe you are an out and proud fringe dweller, completely comfortable with this way of being. Either way, this oracle brings you the message that you now have a chance to live from the heart more deeply and expressively than ever before. It wants you to realize that this is a legitimate, empowered, and creative way to live that honors all of who you are. You can give up forcing or squashing yourself down into a very limited set of so-called desirable qualities like intellect and control. If you are yet to relate to this consciously, this oracle brings you the further message that you are going to be breaking with tradition. Perhaps not entirely, but at least in a way that is meaningful to you. This will require you to have courage in your convictions and faith in your heart truths. This will help you and inspire others around you to step out of fear and live more freely and lovingly. You are not necessarily meant to abandon logic and intellect altogether. You are to use them to serve the desires of the heart rather than to replace its naturally spontaneous and truthful nature with controlled planning and narrow strategy. It's time to get a bit wild and let nature take its course. So the healing process says, say aloud, I now call on unconditional love and ask for the blessing of the heart to be witnessed and sanctioned by the great universal creator so that I may rise above small-mindedness and use the best of what human culture has to offer in service to love. Through my own free will, so be it. So it I can feel it. It's like there's something here that you're meant to bring to fruition or create in the world, and it's going to be very prosperous for you, very abundant for you. It's very guided by your soul. It's very much a co-creation. It's about being really honest about yourself, your authentic, energy, your feelings, your purpose, your creativity, how you honor sacred love, how you can see, it's like honoring the shadows, honoring the light, and not rushing in like with the Ouija board here. It's like say yes to opportunity and abundance and back away from anything that doesn't feel right to you, that feels like it's going to, once again entrap you into some sort of routine or program or box. It's like I feel like you have this like insight, you're following your intuition, but maybe you're feeling like, is this something that I could really, this is like, this is true prosperity. It's not just money. It's prosperous health, prosperous mental, you know, emotional, spiritual, prosperous love. Like it's aligned with the energy of sacred love, and having the courage to be uncomfortable at times and to work through things with others that you may not necessarily expect. However, it's like we're all going through this together. So it's being really honest with your own internal disagreements or feeling like, it's like I can feel like you're like, are you sure this is right? I can is it it's but it's like you're supported, and there's a feeling here of like your emotions, like like loss or sadness of something in the past not working out, or maybe even feeling the sadness because you're not aligned to it, like you didn't know. Like if you had known, I could feel like this energy of like if you had known earlier, you could have avoided some sort of heartbreak or something. So it's like, sorry, my camera shut off there for a moment. So it's about tuning into what is truly authentic for you and aligning with the energy of true abundance and prosperity, which is going to allow you to stay aligned to your authentic self. Okay, with the Ouija board card here, um, it's like a warning to take a good look at the situation and not fall back into our old patterns of belief or thought, or what we believed, what in the past was going to make us happy. It's about truly staying aligned to the sacred, authentic love within you and prosperity, the true prosperity and abundance within you. Observing the whole situation before jumping back into the old. This is coming to you through your own soul's desire to grow and expand. into something new, you know, growth and expansion and going beyond normal. You know, me doing tarot cards is going beyond normal for me. It's a beautiful place for me to be, because it allows me to stay aligned to my own soul purpose authentically and create true abundance and prosperity for a foundation of love, sacred love, a legacy, you know, that serves the collective. It also serves me. You know, we are reflections of one another. So these readings I'm learning with you, you know, it's a reflection of me just like it's a reflection of you, and saying yes to true abundance, true prosperity, seeing beyond the surface, you know, going a little bit deeper. I want to I want to look at this prosperity card for you really quick here. The plant is the money plant, which is a beautiful, I always think it's that like silver dollar plant. It's like got the purple flowers. It resembles the full moon, the fullness of power, blessings, and abundance. And then dendritic agate is known as the stone of plenitude. So if you're into flowers and stones, those are energies that can just, you know, reassure you, remind you, imprint that energy into your consciousness of true abundance. It comes from the earth. It comes from source. It comes from our alignment with our own innate spiritual gifts and talents that are authentic for us. It says, when things are challenging in terms of money or resources, the inclination is to hold tight, to grasp at what you have. But prosperity is meant to flow, so don't close yourself off from the abundance of the universe by giving into a scarcity mindset. Plant whatever seeds you are able and receive what is given. I have all that I need, including having enough to share with others. I continually encourage the flow of abundance in the world and eliminate the blocks that hoarding causes. So it could be, you know, simply just really tapping into that true energy of abundance, allowing it to flow, knowing that you have everything you need at all times, and seeking the sacred in what you're doing. You know, is your work sacred? Is this relationship sacred? Is this energy that I'm, you know, tuning into, that I'm saying yes to in my life, these opportunities, are they bringing me abundance and joy in terms of my spiritual growth? You know, it's like seeing the truth of the whole situation. I feel like you have a lot of beautiful creative ideas within you. And again, the Grail Knight, it's like in the beginning of all relationships that are, you know, where you feel that mutual energy. It's like everything seems perfect and wonderful, and then you know, something comes up, and truly we're a reflection of one another. So it's saying yes to the true abundance of life that doesn't leave us in regret and despair and loss, but it actually strengthens our abilities to hone in on our intuition. It builds upon our gifts and our talents and our connection and our intimacy. And so you know what I'm going to do as well is, where is it? The Divination of the Ancients. Where's my deck? Here it is. It asks you to pull another card whenever you pull the Ouija board card to give you some further guidance as to what to focus on instead of rushing back into something, or making a decision, saying yes to something you don't really want. Spells, alchemy. Okay, so the alchemical process. Let me read this to you. Let me just look at it here. It's a lot of, I love this. I love the divination of the ancients, the ancient energies. They're really powerful, really supporting a lot of us right now in our growth. And you know, reminding us that we are true reflections of one another, and we can strengthen one another. We're all, you know, looking for that alignment with authenticity and true love and sacredness and truth. And so, you know, as you create something that's authentically aligned with you, it's, you know, it's reflect, you know, somebody else sees it and sees their reflection like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, it's like we're strengthening each other through this beautiful energy of kind of living, you know, growing outside the box. I don't know. We're alchemizing. We're magicians. Something you hold dear, a relationship, a job, an interest, an object, or even yourself will transform mysteriously into something even more precious to you. The Spells card indicates that you are starting to discover the possibilities the art of transformation offers you, possibilities you hadn't even realized were out there. As you learn more, you will find your needs change and a kind of evolution takes place where you find you desire only what is best for yourself. You have the Midas touch right now. Your standards and expectations become so pure that whatever you touch turns to metaphoric gold. You will be supported in gaining a new sense of self-worth, which will draw all that you deserve and desire directly to you. Okay, so a time of great transformation, trusting that everything is going to just unfold beautifully for you and continue to grow in an aligned way. I love how the buttons, and it's like there's, it just keeps growing. It's creative, and it's like a collage where you just keep adding and it just becomes more beautiful, and there's so many different elements and alchemical things going on here, and they're all working together to create this beautiful masterpiece. And it's because you had the courage to follow your intuition, you know, to not stay focused on the past of what was, but instead to be able to look forward in true prosperity and abundance, and knowing that it's aligned with, you know, the Grail Knight. He seeks the sacred in all things. And it could be romance too, you know, it can be all sorts of things, but that energy of authenticity is bringing all of those beautiful elements together for you. So just keep doing what you're doing and trust yourself, trust your intuition at this time. It's really guiding you and speaking to you, and it's that subtle voice, you know, it's repetitive. You know, if you're feeling doubt, ask the universe to affirm for you, ask your soul to affirm to you in the physical reality. Journal, make it a practice every day to tune into your intuition, you know, first thing in the morning and before you go to bed is really powerful. Staying focused on the true energy of prosperity, which is, you know, it is eternal. It is the source. It is sacred. And when you are aligned with that sacred energy, and just allowing it to flow, and knowing that there's really no such thing as lack or limitation. That's just and sometimes when our emotions take a hit, we can forget that, or we feel like, you know, all hope is lost. I feel like you see the truth, and you're really in tune with your spiritual gifts, and this is just affirming to you, you know, that you're on the right path, and, you know, that what you're doing is not only creating prosperity and abundance for yourself, but, you know, for the world, for those you love. And, you know, your gifts are creating, you know, it's all prosperous, it's all abundant, and you're learning and growing, and you're learning things you never even knew existed, you know, you're learning how to alchemize in new ways, and that brings the joy back into life. And know that you've attracted this, you know. So trust yourself, because it's a process, and, you know, all this abundance and prosperity in love and life and material gains and whatever it is, it's, you know, it's because you're choosing to align with your authentic nature and with the greater good of all, okay? So thank you. Thank you for being you. I truly hope this message resonated and just brought affirmation and clarity moving forward, and, you know, allows you to remain focused on prosperity and sacred love and creating. Thank you for being a co-creator, and, you know, for bringing your beautiful ideas and energy into this world, and allowing us to see and reflect, and you know, just be on this journey. It's amazing. So thank you, you guys. Thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing the videos, and for just allowing me to be here with you and deliver these messages. It's always amazing, and I'm so grateful that I can learn with you, and yeah, I just love you guys. So I will see you again very soon for the next pick a card reading, and until then, just know I'm always sending my love, and I will see you very soon. Peace.